Welcome back, everyone. In the last lecture, we covered the importance of active listening. In this lecture, we'll focus on another important communication skill, setting boundaries. When you deal with difficult people, setting clear boundaries can protect your mental and emotional well-being. It's not just about saying no. It's about knowing your limits and communicating them confidently and respectfully. Learning objectives. This lecture will allow you to understand what boundaries are and why they matter. Recognize the difference between healthy and unhealthy boundaries. Learn strategies for setting and enforcing boundaries with difficult people. Let's start by defining what we mean by boundaries. Boundaries are the limits we set for how we allow others to treat us and how we manage our own behavior in relationships. They define what is acceptable and what isn't, whether in personal or professional settings. What are healthy boundaries? Healthy boundaries allow you to maintain your identity, values, and self-respect while interacting with others. They involve knowing your emotional and physical limits and communicating those clearly. For example, healthy boundaries at work might include not answering emails after hours or respectfully declining extra tasks that overwhelm you. Example: a healthy boundary in a friendship might be telling a friend, "I can't talk right now. I need some time alone." You're asserting your needs without being disrespectful or dismissive. Why boundaries matter? Boundaries protect your emotional well-being and help you avoid burnout. They prevent others from taking advantage of your time, energy, or kindness. Without clear boundaries, you may find yourself feeling resentful or overwhelmed, especially when dealing with difficult people. Boundaries help you maintain control over your life and interactions. Example: without boundaries, you might say yes to everything at work, even when you're overloaded, which leads to frustration and stress. With clear boundaries, you can say, "I can help with this project, but I need more time to finish the current one first." How to set boundaries. Setting boundaries may feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to being accommodating. However, being clear and direct about your limits is crucial. Here are a few strategies to set boundaries effectively. Be clear and direct. Use straightforward language to express your boundary. For example, "I can't stay late today, but I can help first thing tomorrow." Stay calm and firm. It's important to remain composed, even if the other person pushes back. When setting boundaries, avoid apologizing for your needs. You have the right to assert them. Practice saying no. Sometimes you need to say no to protect your time and energy. It's better to be honest up front than to overextend yourself and become resentful later. Story illustration. Let me tell you about Monica, a social worker who was incredibly dedicated to her clients. She worked long hours and always made herself available, even on weekends. Over time, her personal life suffered, and she felt exhausted and burned out. Monica's turning point came when a colleague reminded her that it was okay to say no. She started setting boundaries with her clients, like only responding to non-urgent requests during business hours. Although it felt uncomfortable at first, Monica found that her clients respected her boundaries, and she regained control of her time and energy. Moral of the story: setting boundaries is not selfish, it's necessary. Being able to protect her time, Monica became more effective at work and felt better in her personal life. Walls of a house. Think of boundaries like the walls of a house. They protect what's inside and define the space where you feel safe and comfortable. Without those walls, anyone could walk in and disrupt your peace. In the same way, boundaries protect your emotional space, ensuring that others respect your limits. Moral of the analogy: just like walls protect a house, boundaries protect your emotional well-being. Without them, you leave yourself open to unwanted stress and conflict. Follow-up assignments. Reflect on a time when you didn't set clear boundaries. Write a one-page reflection on how the situation made you feel and how you might handle it differently now. Create a list of 5 boundaries you need to set in your personal or professional life. For each one, write a sentence explaining how you would communicate that boundary clearly. Your thoughts and opinions matter, so let us know. Have you struggled with setting boundaries in the past? Or have you set boundaries successfully and seen a positive outcome? Feel free to share your experiences or ask questions in the comment section. That wraps up today's lecture on setting boundaries. In next lecture, we'll explore into assertive versus aggressive communication, exploring how to express your needs clearly without coming across as confrontational. Thanks for your attention, and don't forget to reflect on your own boundaries in the meantime.